1,000,
okay.
I think, as a standard raise.
She's going to be so disappointed if she don't get action here, because she deserves action. Look at all.
She does.
Flop, please.
It's fine.
Have a look at this. Nope.
It came off.
Elky's going to flick it in from the big blind. Yeah. See if she gets some action.
Poor Elky. I'm already starting to feel sorry for Elky for some reason. I
feel like he's going to win a big pot here. I think he's played good and they're going to reward him. Yeah, I think this all in basically.
I mean, I want to say it's kind of similar to, the flop that Luke Schwartz had against Tony G.
Yeah.
Luke went for a check raise on the flop. Elky's led in here. What's the idea?
I quite like the lead here because Vanessa would check back quite a bit. Do you know, with like an 8, pocket 6s, pocket 7s, pocket 9s, maybe sometimes maybe with a 10 because she doesn't want to get check raised and have a decision. So I like the lead, and someone as aggressive as Vanessa, I think she's going to raise, get it in here.
She doesn't really have so many big blinds where it's like, if I get all in on the flop, I'm in terrible trouble. I mean,
No,
she is, but
she's mentally all in.
Right.
She should be. It's the right play. And Elky's obviously never folding. If you see by the odds, he's a favourite in the hand. So Vanessa's like, she's going to be so happy to have aces here finally. She's going to be so sick when she sees his hand.
In her mind, how often is she not getting max value out of his bad hands by raising here?
I would go for a smaller raise, so he can jam his draws. Like, he's obviously got a good draw, so he's going to jam that. But like, if he has a hand like Jack 9 that he's leading, or 6-7, I would like to raise as if I'm raise folding maybe. But I don't think Elky's likely to lead, say with a 10 or an 8, because if he does get raised, he kind of has to fold. I think he's more likely to check call those hands. So in my head, I would think that Elky would have a hand like 6-7. Jack 9,
or even Jack Queen.
Jack
perhaps.
Queen, yeah. Do you know a lot? Yeah, just hands like that doesn't really want to check call.
Well, the sizing of this, Selps made it 38. She's got about 180 back.
Is he min raised? I really like it if he's min raised. Like the min raised, like can fold out hands like aces, kings, and queens. Can potentially make a big fold, but like when you just shove,
3 raise all in.
she's way too short to fold.
Call. Showdown, please.
Here we go. Here we go, off to the races. And Vanessa's saying, look at this. I finally get the aces. I'm actually a dog.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, it's the type of hand that normally cracks aces.
No, that would have been a better
I
hand.
believe it's Elky. Well, these guys have... Ooh, that's a nice card for Selps.
That changes nothing.
This is so huge because Selps has 2 points in hand. Elky's only got 3.
Yeah, this is a big pot. Wow, straight flush is that? No,
I think so.
Yeah.
Just a straight flush.
Yeah, straight flush should do it.
Just a straight flush.
Yep. That's unlucky Vanessa. Did nothing wrong. Definitely could never find a fold there with her stack.
A real opportunity here for him to put pressure on these players like Vanessa and Scott.
Now, he won the second heat, right?
Yes, but it was, it was coming from way behind.
Wow, look at this.
Wow,
So
right.
Vanessa has aces and Scott has ace-king suited. That's really a very conservative to just call there.
It is, especially against Vanessa.
Yeah, exactly. She opens a lot of pots.
The one thing we've seen about Vanessa, though, is she'll 4-bet nearly as often as she'll open if given the opportunity. Oh my gosh!
Look at this.
This
Wow.
feels crazy.
This is a juice deck they're playing with today.
I do feel like we haven't seen any 5s through deuces yet.
11,000.
Maybe they've just taken them out of the deck. But even just that little move there that Scott Seaver made, which is just calling with the ace-king, and I guess a lot of people wouldn't do it, Eric.
28.
Overall, I guess it prevents you in this format from going broke early on so much more often.
Yeah, I think particularly in the first and second level, players don't want to get too involved with a hand like ace-king, because now if you get 4-bet, you really don't know where you are, and you don't want to get your chips in when you're dead, which would have been the case here. He was probably an 11, 12 to 1 underdog before the flop, and now he's given himself an opportunity to win the pot.
Vanessa Selbst, I mean, she does have a reputation on tour for just being super aggressive. You wouldn't immediately think of her as a player who's going to make big laydowns, would you?
Yeah, well, that's she is an aggressive player.
Great checker.
I mean, should she actually start thinking about folding here, or is it?
Well, one of the problems with being an aggressive player is that you are concerned that somebody is playing against you, against your reputation. So, you know, for instance, a few hands ago when she was playing with Scott, she bet out into 2 players without an ace. And so she, you know, she's already shown some early aggressiveness in this match. And that really works against her, because in her head she's thinking, well, is he just taking advantage of the fact that I've been involved in a lot of pots, or does he legitimately have a hand? I mean, the other thing is just psychologically, it's so difficult to pick up a hand like aces that once you get it, it just becomes, you know, very hard to get off.
Great check.
Scott Seaver did sort of make a, I guess it really wasn't similar to this, but did kind of make a 3-barrel bluff against Patrick, and it involved a bet on the river that was just over pot size, and Patrick laid a fairly big hand down.
87.
She's not happy. Big sigh from Vanessa, but you knew it was coming if you're Vanessa, right?
Yeah.
You just knew.
But it definitely is one of these things that it's harder for her to play the situation than another person because of her aggressiveness.
I have to actually think. First 2 are automatic, and this one.
That sounds good for me.
What?
Sounds good for me. Sounds like I made a good fold if it was automatic.
These two know each other very well, not just from these
Get 10s?
3 Premier League matches, but I know that they both respect each other's games.
I mean, both are tournament superstars.
Yeah.
Call.
Everybody just calling all the time. This is one crazy heat so
Well,
far.
we've had some wild hands so
Yeah.
far. How many hands into it are